If a ringside doctor pauses a match for a concussion check, how do you restart without losing the crowd?
Oh, wow. It's an interesting question, especially because that's, historically that's not been done unless it was part of the show, an injury and bring out the doctor. And a concussion check is relatively new in the world of professional wrestling. Stopping matches for blood, like, that was unheard of once upon a time. Red equals green. We don't do that no more. If the doctor if somebody takes a nasty bump and gets banged up, and the doctor stops it for a second to check and make sure they're okay, how do you restart the match without losing the crowd? I would say that if you have a capable heel who knows what he's doing, my first impulse would be, if I was in that situation, was to try to get at that guy a few times and make them pull me back. If I'm a heel. If I'm a babyface, I'd show aggressive concern. Like, I'm still ready to fight, but is he okay, Doc? Can he fight? Is he okay? Maybe looking a little bit like, okay, I'm a babyface. I'm a good guy. I want to beat him up, but I don't want to see him hurt. Right. You convey that to your audience, with your looking around and, and when they get him up, if he can go on, if he's a heel, then you even you lead the crowd like, yeah, okay, he's okay. We can continue the match, and then let him be a heel. Which at that point, if he's a good heel, he's still selling like he's hurt. And then as soon as you come over to wrestle with him or something, bam, he clips you and, does some heel type shit. If you're a babyface, I would say, and, shades of gray, but in that situation, if it happened, I would tell him, I would, if he was less experienced or whatever, I would say, like, have him fake, and then as soon as I come over to check on him, jump on me. If I'm a babyface and the heel, I think that I would have him attack me. Okay. No matter where we were at in the match, at that point, I'd have him play on his injury and then attack me, because that's definitely going to get the crowd back into it. Oh, you piece of shit. We thought you were really hurt. You weren't really hurt. You were faking all along.
Yeah, taking a rest.
Yeah, that's one way to get some heat. I was on a live event many years ago, and man, this memory of mine, man. Cannabis and concussions. It was Finley, and I can't remember who he was working, but somebody took a nasty bump, and they stopped the match for a minute, and they were checking on the babyface that Finley was working against. I don't remember who it was, but they did that. They had to stop. It was a nasty bump that they stopped, and they're checking on him, and Finley he's still working the crowd as a heel. He's still kind of pacing and, no. Where I'd learned that shit from, and kind of like let me at him and like, nah, Finley, back up. And he's like, like, I don't care that he's hurt. He's showing everybody, I want to get right back on his ass. Let me at him, And Finley conveyed to the wrestler, the babyface, as soon as you're up and you got a moment, when they let you out, I think he told the ref to tell him. The ref went over and said, hey, when you get up and they ring the bell, dive on Finley and just start beating his ass. And, the crowd, they're booing Finley now because he's, giving them shit to boo as he's pacing. And so he's keeping the crowd entertained, and he's interacting with them to keep them engaged. And then as soon as, God, I can't remember who it was, but as soon as they were up on their feet and they got the okay to go on, he just kind of did it for a second. Finley would turn for a second, was doing his, and they ring the bell, ding, ding. And he ran and jumped off Finley and started pummeling him, and the crowd came right up.
All right.
They were right in it. And he's laying it into Finley. And Finley's taking shots, and he's, selling, and he leans forward and grabs the dude by the trunks. And he falls backwards and grabs the guy, and the guy, I don't know if he told him to do it or not, or I don't know if it was just one of those moments where you know wrestling, and the guy just took a face forward tumble bump right into the corner turn.